Yeah. Before David Bathsheba, before Solomon Makedah, before Moses Zipporah, Vashti come before Esther, Jah come from Ethiopia. Anything them prime minister within the aptitude of Jah.
Let me explain a thing to you so you will get a good understanding of where we're going to go in these next 7 DVDs. I am my grandmama's prayer. I once wrote that as a poem. I am my grandmother's prayer. And a brother asked me, he said, well, brother, how can you say you your grandmama's prayer? I said, because my grandmama and her church and all the church people, they prayed for change to come. See, every day people pray for change to come. They want change to come. See, to understand change, you got to know what you're really praying for. See, God works in mysterious ways and things will come to you that you may not understand. So if we're praying for change to come, we have to understand what is change. Let me give it to you now. We have a people who are suffering in many ways. And the story I was always taught was about AzarEL and Isaac. A slave boy and a slave girl was on the plantation. One thing the plantation master hated the most was black love. So he would always try to break black love. Didn't want black love, you know, to be together. See, y'all don't understand really what I'm saying. Is the unification of the black man and the black woman is so powerful, so liberating, that it was the most dangerous thing on the plantation, because the black woman is what would make the black man be a man. So on the plantation master, he used to see Isaac and AzarEL always come together. So what he tried to do was break their black love. So every night he would come get AzarEL, and he would rape her, take her to the barn, and do all types of stuff to her. Then let her go on back to the cabins, and Isaac would take her and clean her up and wash her and tell her he still love her and she's still his queen. And she would cry in his arms and feel dirty, and he'd tell her, no, you's my queen, and regardless of what goes on, you will always be my queen. So now this goes on, and then the plantation master sees that AzarEL and Isaac still got this bond. So in the middle of the day one day, he just go get her and take her in the barn. He started to rape her with the doors open. She just in there screaming. And Isaac couldn't take it no more. So he ran and got him an axe handle. And he walked up to the slave master and he chopped him across the back of the head and he beat him to death. And the other slave hands and the slave master's son and them ran up and they grabbed Isaac and they tied him up and they took him. But then they called all the slaves and they took him over to the big old tree. They threw the rope up and they tied him up and they told him, there, hold your head up low. I want you to see what we're going to do to this one that bucks. And let all y'all know this what's going to happen to you if you buck. You can follow the system and you can do as the system told you to do. So they took the rope and they pulled Isaac up. They hit the little thing and got there and let him fall. And they held AzarEL head up and she sat there and she had to look. And as AzarEL looked at Isaac, she had 2 emotions going through her. One emotion was the greatest love, and the second emotion was the greatest pain, because she had lost the greatest love in the world. Somebody gave their life for her to protect her from being exploited and hurt. But what you have to understand is Isaac, see, he represents the first thug, THUG. The first one to buck. See, this is what the thug was. See, the thug used to buck against the system and rebel. But he used to do this to protect his sisters, his daughters, his mothers, his family from being exploited by the system. He would lay his life down. So as he laid his life down to protect her, he became known as the first thug. And then in her genetical structure, this thing was transcended on, and all the women that seen this great love, see this thing genetically embedded in them. And so they handed this genetical memory off in their DNA. And see, today black women say they don't know why they love a thug, why they love a bad boy. But this is why. Because the original bad boy, the original one who would rebel, would protect her, would give his life for her. So the original thug was a messiah. Was a messiah. See, the black woman remembers you as a messiah, her genetical memory. But see, today brothers is rebelling, but they don't know how to rebel. They don't go to school. They don't go to work. They don't go to the church. They bucking against the whole system. But they go to the streets and they trying to figure out a way to rebel, but they don't have no lessons on how to rebel. Ain't nobody told them how to rebel. They know it's in their instinct. See, that's that God essence. Ain't nobody got to tell them, but the genetical essence that's in them, the God memory, telling them I'm supposed to be rebelling against the system. But they don't know how to rebel against the system because we stopped teaching our brothers and sisters the truth of what they was rebelling against. See, you can't teach a people to rebel if you have no knowledge of yourself. You have no knowledge of your history. My people perish due to a lack of knowledge. See, so I am my grandmother's prayer. You are your grandmother's prayer. Because when you bucked, you took it to the streets and you did all your thug life, you was following a genetical memory that was a memory for liberation, but you didn't know how to liberate yourself. But you knew you could not be dominated psychologically by the system, but still the system played us because the system knew that this was our nature, so they created two paradigms. They created the reality of what you believed was a rebel and what was the system. So they controlled both paradigms. But then in the middle was the brothers who came with the revolutionary thinking, the knowledge of self. And these people here, even the rebel and the people in the paradox of staying within the system, both called them the evil ones. So we looked at both, from both points, we looked at the good brother as the evil brother. So now we're trying to figure our way back out of this mess.
Anything them prime minister within the aptitude aja Omri Ethiopia in a archangel Michael not matter how much God the dragon then cannot reach the empire.